Happy Sunday, dear traders. Welcome to our weekly MK block summary. Today is the 19th of November. Markets will open in several hours. So let's go through the analysis of last week on the MK block. So on the 13th with euro dollar, it was a slow Monday. You see the price moved within this order gap zone here, the gray zone. So just taking short-term stops, going flat. The market was empty. Neither longies or shorties were dominating. And we knew that we had the big inflation data coming up later the week. So, so we had the 230 CPI data on that day. So we see the upper moving averages on the day chart are within reach, as well as a long-term stop. Okay, so right now at that point on the 14th, the price was kind of stuck between longies and shorties, as you can see from the y-axis. But you see also the moving average and LTS are within reach. So it depends on the results of the economic news. And in this case, there was not much tradability because, as you can see, the dumb money positions were neutral. There were stops on both sides, and that means that whatever the news result will actually be, the smart money will for once price it in fairly. Okay? In a situation where we would have, let's say, loads of longies, only green bars, and upward sloping green squeeze line, then we would know they want to go down. But in this situation, you can see that's not the case. So we don't have any side dominating. If anything, we have slightly upward slope in the red squeeze line even. And of course, as I said, the moving average above the price. That's what happened. So we had the news results and then boom, also some shorties coming in. So they did a very aggressive move to the upper moving average on the day chart, clearing it out. Then once everything settled down a little, then we had this option strike target. But obviously, you can see there is already a squeeze going on against the shorties. Okay, so even though in this situation some shorties are leaving, still the market is super sensitive. If any new shorties come in, it will go up again. But to make a long story short, what really happened is like the price kind of stayed in the consolidation until the end of the week where it tested the upper parts. You see even on day chart. So after the big move with the news, the price kind of stayed range bound. Okay. So without having any strong buys at the end of the week. So that's a typical news week. Okay, remember last week we had a typical dumb money switch week. This was a typical news week. We have, and in this case we had a slow Monday, low buys, no buys before the news, then the results, a big reaction to the news with the algos just clearing the day chart moving averages. But then no big shorties came in, otherwise they would have increased towards the next target on the upper side. That didn't really happen. Some shorties left, so they just stayed range bound. So you see it makes complete sense in terms of the market causality. But of course in such a situation the tradability is a bit lower. Cable, of course, it did something similar. I mean, here on the 14th you see it took the MTS first, but then also with the news they also took the 200-day moving average as well as the 100-day moving average. Okay, you see how they really, if they can, they will clear those targets. We have seen it so many times now, but again it's the same situation like with euro dollar. The bias overall wasn't very high because with the order gap zone below the price, so cable actually let it fall towards that, and the shorties were leaving in the end. Okay, so overall, like your dollar, also a consolidation going on with a sideways market. Yeah, and in this case also not with a lot of range trade scalps opportunities. Yeah, that should also be said. Okay, EG took the upper MTS there after it took the lower MTS. And overall, as you can see, if longies come in and shorties are leaving, so that we have a downward sloping red squeeze line, then it can do a 4-hour reversal down next week, but this needs to happen first. We have a bit of longies coming, but that's of course not enough. And if shorties come in, they will retest the high. Simple as that. Okay, next week. Australian dollar, so with a nice MTS above the price in the 14th, of course, boom, they're gonna take it. Easy to predict, as it was done here. And then we had an option strike target on the 15th that was filled, an STS below the price. But overall, you see also the day chart, 17th. Like in Euro-dollar, they used the chance of the news and some shorties to clear the day chart moving averages, as well as all these highs on the day chart in Aussie. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 highs they were able to clear with one simple move. Of course, it makes a lot of sense for them to do that. So Kiwi, similar thing. First went all the way down against the dumb money longies, but then we came to the 4-hour reversal channel, and of course with the news and the shorties, they also did the up move after, also took the high, also took the moving average on the higher time frame. You see, it's very repetitive, very similar to the other markets. And also after the high has been cleared and all that, and again the dumb money wasn't keen on entering a big position, then they let the price just fall back into the range. Okay, dollar cut. Okay, dollar cut was very interesting. So you see, boom, they took the upper MTS with precision. Okay, beautiful there, very tradable. Took the lower MTS, very nice short trade. Okay, nice one, boom. So you have a poster punt pre-main run situation. So the opposite one is taken, which is beautiful, and then you take the lower one. So beautiful short trade. Okay, with a balanced risk return, easy to trade. And then overall went down against the longies, as you can see on the 15th, okay? All the way down against the longies. Then also did a pullback back up to the next MTS. Look, 1, 2, 3. And order gap zone there as well. So some nice opportunities there. But overall, as you see from the day chart, okay, the big high in dollar cut has been cleared. And after that, look, they did some kind of retest, but went down also to the moving average targets, okay, against the longies. So it's really nice how the day chart often gives you the big picture. Again, that's why you always check it. Dollar yen, very interesting this week. Some of the best trades. Okay, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 open option strike targets. Short, okay, nice short trade. As soon as the shorty started leaving, we do our short. One of the best trades this week. And then, of course, once even longies came in further to the MTS, yeah, first that. That's a situation where you should let the trade run and not cut it early, okay? If you already profit and you see there's a nice target below and the dumb money is going long, as you want it to, you can protect your trade and place your target a spread above the MTS, yeah? So beautiful short trade, one of the best. Boom, took it. Look at that, with precision. Boom, back up to the next one. How beautiful is that? Okay, that's how powerful the causality is, that you can even on the shorter time frames take those beautiful trades. You just need to get your timing right. Okay, I should elaborate on that as well because somebody asked on the forum. So, of course, the timing, I would say generally speaking, if you trade towards a target, the timing is a little bit more tricky than in other situations. So, for example, let's say you want to trade the option strike target. You have to wait until the shorties are leaving. We don't trade before, okay? The same for an MTS trade. If you have the dumb money flow on the side you want it to be, like here, so you have the longies coming in, of course you want to short, yeah? You don't need to wait, okay? It's not rocket science to get the timing right. It takes maybe a little bit of experience and practice, I guess. Anyway, so overall you see like dollar yen, so then it came down, took the lower option strike target, the lower MTS as well. So this is the golden combi, the golden combination, okay? We have 4-hour reversal energy plus an inner range MTS, okay? Take note of that. Boom, taken. Okay? In the other yen pairs, we also had some amazing trades. So here pound yen, the lower MTS, but then what happens? We have first an option strike target and an order gap zone, okay? Then another option strike target, so beautiful short trade, one of the best trades this week, okay? The 1-hour short trade towards the option strike targets and the order gap zone. We also had the OST on the M30 chart, so that's a double tap, okay? Like you have an MTS sometimes on the M30 and the 1-hour chart. Here with an option strike target on the M30 and the 1-hour chart, and even 2 on each. So it's a double tap trade. It makes a lot of sense for the algos to let the price drop and take those. So beautiful short trade, very scalable, by the way, okay? Here you see again the same on the M30, okay? Beautiful option strike target. beautiful order gap zones, and then also the medium term stop. Boom. Okay. Then guess what? Once all this was filled, we took profit, and then we even had a long option strike target on the M30. Look at that. Probably gets filled next week. You see, that's the causality. It has nothing to do with the naked chart. This is data-driven information, okay? This is what moves the forex market, because that's what the algos use in order to decide where to let the market go next. Euro yen, same thing. Took the 2 MTS with a pin by precision. Boom, look at that precision. Makes me happy every single time. And then also we had the OSTs, okay, and it also got filled like in the 17s. Same trade, so if you trade short pound yen, short euro yen, that counts as one trade. Don't forget. Look at that, okay, this is not random, this is causality. That's why we call it market causality approach, okay? Look at that. Beautiful trade, beautiful. Euro Aussie also had an OST. First did a little, came nicely, did a pullback just above the high to clear it, but then came nicely towards the target. Look at that, beautiful short trade. Even with a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, okay, you don't get stepped out, you nicely get your profit there. So a very good trade. Then took the lower MTS. Pound Aussie, lower MTS here. Boom, of course gets taken. Nice short scalp there. Then took the upper one. Look at that, Pac-Man. Okay, but compared to the other pairs, not so interesting this week, because the other setups in the yen pairs were stronger. Okay, Bitcoin, as I said, we didn't have shorties coming in, so of course they went all the way down, okay, against the longies. They had to clear the low. If no shorties come in, they had to drop it. Okay, that's what we saw. And of course, as soon as some shorties will come in, it will go up, but right now wasn't the case. Gold, so we had that beautiful MTS above the price. Some shorties, look, here you can take the long trade, because your shorties are expanding. You have an upward sloping red squeeze line. Some shorties, so of course they're going to take the MTS, right? That's a long trade. Took 2 days, but it took nicely the MTS in gold. Beautiful trade, okay? Boom. And then took the OST. Nice one. And you're trading on the right side of the squeeze. That's worth a lot, okay, in terms of our evaluation of e-trade quality, of course. Silver went down against the shorties, and then did something similar with a nice short trade with the OST at the end of the week. Okay. So overall, a typical news week. Euro dollar not so interesting, pound dollar not so interesting, but the yen pairs, as you can easily derive from the market causality, they were the pairs where you could make the money this week, and they didn't promise too much, because they gave not one but 2 times silver option strike targets, okay, and then MTS runs. That's where the money was this week, okay, and it's not difficult to see these things from the market causality. These are objective factors, okay. It just takes a little bit of discretion and a little bit of experience maybe to detect that, and then place yourself somewhat in a reasonable manner and to protect yourself, but it's not rocket science, okay? So some very, very nice trades this week. I wish you a great weekend and a fantastic trading week next week. Study these things, all right? That's all the stuff you need to know when it comes to Forex. All the best.